Hey there, welcome to ShareTreck. This is Raj here, friends. It's the 23rd of January 2026. And during the earlier hours of today, I was recording the shorts for the pre-market commentary. At that time, S&P 500 and NASDAQ futures were much lower. They are rapidly improving as we approach market open. That's a really big positive, I think. The main factors at play, in my opinion, are that the Bank of Japan left its policy rate unchanged at 0.75% as expected in its first meeting of the year. A decision viewed as somewhat hawkish by many people, and this has raised core inflation forecast to 2.1% for the third year ahead. USD JPY combination, the currency pair edged higher, above 159 post-announcement, contributing to yen choppiness amid concerns of potential intervention. That's kind of a speculation that has happened. I think it's still on. Gold extended its record-setting rally on Thursday with a more than 2% gain, touching a new high near 4,970 early Friday before easing to 4,950 area. So this is what happened in the morning, and it was driven by a risk-positive atmosphere and dollar weakness. The US 10-year Treasury yield rose 0.2%, 0.2 basis points to 4.247%, reflecting quiet trading amid global yields dynamics, including higher Japanese short-end yields from the BOJ stone. The spot silver also advanced to 1.7% to around $97.85 per ounce. We are also looking at BOJ's steady stance, and gold has surged, and it's at almost the all-time high. So there is a doji candle in formation out here, waiting for the market open. I personally feel that gold is going to go up further, but to get an idea of how much, we need some more chart patterns out here, and I'll do a little bit of analysis on gold as we proceed during this session. Hi, good morning, Inf. Thanks for joining. So let's get started with the S&P 500 futures. And we are down 0.06%. Earlier during the day, it was much lower, but we seem to be getting some kind of a support out here from this horizontal line of support, which gives support today at around 6,933. We are right now at 6,940. So I'm going to leave this as it is. And then I'll see what happens when the price, when the market opens, whether we are on top of this or not. Anyway, we have a support at 6,866 in case the market decides to take a turn downwards. And if the market did come down, then we'll be looking at some kind of a head and shoulder pattern forming out here, which is something I'd like to keep my eye open on. And then we have market sentiment, which is bearish, MACD, which is bearish, and momentum, which is just above average. So it's anybody's guess what's going to happen today. Nothing much out here to forecast. NASDAQ also has got a bearish market sentiment, bearish MACD, momentum at almost average. And we have a resistance out here, which is at 25,764.75 for today. We do have some support for today, which is going to be at 25,617, whereas right now we are at 25,620. So I'm going to leave this line, red line, unchanged. It may end up being a support or it may end up being a resistance, depending on how the market opens and where we close. But in any case, I would say that for today, support would be at 25,196.50. Dollar index is up 0.04%, but we can see that we are forming some kind of a flag out here, and if that was a bull flag, I think we already touched the 50% mark, so it's no longer a bull flag in my opinion. Therefore, I'm looking at this to see if there are any new chart patterns that form, either a pennant out here, which is a bearish pennant, or a flag from here, which is a bear flag. I'm looking at the market sentiment, which is almost neutral, MACD bearish, and momentum below average. So that could be a little bit of a movement away from here. And I think the recent Davos statements and the Greenland issue has definitely made a little bit of a crack on the mirror. Mirror cracks are hardly ever repaired completely. They will always remain there, even though the mirror might be intact. The cracks will still be there. So that's the quality of the impact that has happened on the dollar and the US bonds, in my opinion. Only time will tell how this progresses. If you look at the VIX, it is up 0.77% in the current situation at around 8 a.m. in the morning. Gold is up 0.12% in pre-market trades. So if I was to look at getting some kind of a fix on where we may get resistance for gold, I would like to look at some trend lines that I can draw connecting the peaks of some of the days. So one of them could be out here. If I were to connect these peaks, and take it out here. So this is the peak of 21st of July. And this happens to be the peak of 20th of October. So with those two peaks, I think first to extend this further, let me pull this out here. So for today, I think this is a dynamic line. So for today, we have 5,514. And going forward, we have, as every day passes, we can keep on increasing on this unless we have a pattern change here or a trend reversal out here. So this is my estimate. In my estimate, I think there's a lot of room for gold to go up. Where would it stop? One of the ways of looking at it would be a trend line which shows resistance. The other thing would be to look at RSI resistance. The RSI resistance has been at 87.94, and right now we are at 81.22. So which means that there is still plenty of room on the RSI for it to go up. So what I expect to happen is that if nothing changes, and if we continue the current way we are, once we reach the RSI, we would start consolidating. That consolidation would form a flag pattern. Then we'll have a bull flag and we'll be waiting to break out on it, because that consolidation builds a base, and then the breakout will give us the further growth. So that's the way I'm looking at gold, assuming nothing changes from now to then. So let us cautiously be optimistic. I think I would definitely dollar cost average gold. I took some profits yesterday, but as we go into the weekend, I think I would definitely consider buying it back if I can buy it cheaper. And for that, I think the gold price needs to fall. If that doesn't happen, then I'm not buying, and I'll look for next week to see an entry point. I still have gold in the portfolio. It's all profitable. But apart from being profitable, we have to take profits as well. So I'm partly selling some of the profitable assets in order to book profits and keep cash ready for future opportunities. At the same time, I'm not booking my losses as yet, because markets are at overbought condition, and any time they could go down, and most of my losses are tied to short positions. Now let us look at the US 10-year yield. And as you can see, this is a bull flag. We have already done the gap fill. So the next turn, I think, is going to be a breakout on the upside. We have a target of 4.415. And there are analysts in the market who have a much more aggressive target, much higher than what we have. But from my understanding, I'm looking at the inverse head and shoulder pattern, and that gives me 4.415. I'd like to hear from you guys what you think. Put it in the comment section if you have any opinion on this. Japanese 10-year yields are again moving up. We have a bull flag out here, and the breakout is going to take it upwards. I think RSI has got plenty of room to raise, so I'm going to just remove the still from here in my commentary. And I'll say room to raise. And MACD is still bullish, and momentum, market sentiment is also pretty bullish at this point of time. USD JPY pair is moving in the wrong direction for the stock market. And what else do we have here? Canadian bonds is something I keep on looking, because it impacts the housing market. 5-year bonds are linked to our mortgage. We have a line of support out here. I think we are moving along this line of support. We could also be forming a bull flag or a bullish pennant. So I'll keep my mind open on it. The only thing that gives me a little bit of satisfaction is the fact that market sentiment is bearish, MACD is bearish, and momentum is just above average. I'll be cautiously optimistic to see what can happen out here. Now, having said that, let us move on to look at the indicators just quickly. Where is the indicator out here? S&P 500 will get support today at 6710.74, and it could get resistance today at around 6936.74. So that's where I think the resistance is going to be. NASDAQ is going to, I think for NASDAQ, we can always get a clue from QQQ, but it's definitely going to get some support from 25,233.06, and it will get a resistance out here, which happens to be, let me just change the color out here, which happens to be a band of resistance which has held us back in the past. Now, let us look at QQQ to get an idea of where we are. Pre-market, we are down 0.12%. We are still below this red band of resistance, and our support is likely to come from 613.42. Market sentiment is bearish, MACD is bearish, momentum is just above average. So once the market opens, we'll get some idea of where all of this is going. Meanwhile, let's switch on to AI. Despite the Intel debacle, NVDA is still positive. NVDA is up 1.21%. I'm holding NVDA at $189.50. So I want it to go above 189.50 so that I can sell the stock and get my money back. That's what I'm rooting for, because the signs are ominous. We have head and shoulder pattern out here. I don't want that head and shoulder pattern to fructify. But you can see that the market sentiment is bearish, MACD is bearish, and momentum is just barely on average. So let us see how NVIDIA does today. Meta is down 0.65% in pre-market trade, resistance at 651.45. Yesterday, we had boldly crossed 636.06 and converted that into a support, and it remains a support for today, but it will stay a support only if we close above 648.47, and I hope that we move in that direction, because I also have a little bit of Meta on the Canadian side, which is red, and it's very close to becoming neutral. So the moment it becomes neutral, I'm taking my cash out. Google is up 0.17% in pre-market trades. This is a bull flag which has broken out, but we have to see how it proceeds further. We have a target out here for Google to touch 371.17, but the market sentiment has turned bearish. MACD is bearish. Momentum still remains high, and we have earnings coming up on 4th of February 2026. Would we have a situation where it is buy the rumor, sell the news event, and Google falls after the earnings? Can we reach the target before the earnings? Those are the questions that one must think about, and it's never clear. It's not easy to make money. So at this point of time, even though I can see a target of 372.16, I do not have the confidence to put my money into it. Amazon is up 0.54% in pre-market trade, still riding this diagonal line of support. And today we'll get support at 229.08. And I think our resistance is going to be at 236.94. If we cross 236.94, then we have an opportunity. There's a gap down out here, which needs to be filled up. Usually once a gap down or gap up is filled up, the start point or the end point of the gap becomes a resistance. Apple is down 0.11% in pre-market trade. It has got support at 245.28. We tested this support twice and we bounced up. Now we may probably come back, test this place, and then move up and go towards the resistance of 262.95. That is what is supposed to happen. But we still need to see what kind of a pattern we form out here, because this is a bad flag. And are we going to form a bearish pennant, or are we going to form a flag body out here before we break down further? That is the question, because market sentiment is very bearish. MACD is bearish. Momentum is very low. And this also gives a little bit of an impetus for dead cat bounce once we touch the support again at 245.08. If this happens multiple times, one of the things that it does is that it weakens the support line out here and enables breakdown further. So Apple is still weak. Watch out for that. Microsoft is up 0.14% in pre-market trades. It's trying valiantly to get back into the parallel channel, which has a resistance at 452.36. Right now we are at 451.77. If we manage to get back into this parallel channel, that will be a positive thing for the stock. Market sentiment, MACD, momentum, everything is bearish. And we have got earnings coming up on 28th of January 2026. Could this turn out to be, sell the rumor and buy the news? I would be inclined to dollar cost average into Microsoft. I have Microsoft on my Canadian side, and it's in the red right now, and I think it would be the right time for me to buy some more of the Microsoft, given that 28th of January after hours we're going to get the earnings, so end of next week. I'll be looking at this for a little bit of TCA this week. Tesla is down 0.05% in pre-market trade. Resistance at 455.97 seems resolute, and support is likely to be at 428.10. Market sentiment is bearish but improving. MACD is bearish but improving. Momentum is just above average, and we have earnings coming out on 28th of January 2026. Can Tesla meet the expectations that the market has for it? And if we look at the Tesla PE, price to earnings ratio, it's at 288.28. You look at a company like NVDA and look at the price to earnings for NVIDIA, it is 45.41. So even by that token, considering Tesla to be an AI company, even the fact that NVIDIA is actually the core of AI, and it has delivered the GPUs, it has delivered a lot of IP, and it is underpinning most of the AI that is happening right now. Tesla has PE of 45.41, and NVIDIA has that PE of 45, and Tesla, which has not demonstrated any meaningful AI which is widely used or which is platform for the industry, should not be commanding a PE of 288.28. So that is one point. The second point is that a lion's share of all the earnings of Tesla is going to be taken away by Elon Musk, because he's got a huge pay package. You compare that with NVIDIA, I don't think Jensen Huang is taking as much money out of NVIDIA. So the shareholder value in NVIDIA is way more than what one could find in Tesla. And Elon Musk has also said that other automobile companies do not want to lease Tesla self-driving technology. So there you have it. I don't think this value is justified. I have shorted Tesla. I'm in the red. I'm going to continue to hold on to my TSLQ positions, because I think that this value is not justified. And we have got the SpaceX also coming up with an IPO, and Elon Musk has just made a lot of money. I don't know if any shareholder have made money. All those fantastic dreams and other things aside, if you look at the hardcore of what Tesla has actually delivered in the automobile market, EV market, it's getting beaten by China, by BYD. And in the AI, I think NVIDIA is the core foundation of AI. And then we have the others like Microsoft, Google, Meta, OpenAI. All of these people are big heavyweights in AI. So how can Tesla justify value either as an AI company or as an EV company is beyond me. I'm yet to see the robot come out and do something that can be inspiring. I don't see wide uptake of robots as yet. So we'll wait and watch what happens out there. Oracle is up 0.18%. Again, heavy leverage for this financial leverage for this company is weighing down this stock. Once the cloud of doubt is removed from its data center investments, I think this stock can bounce back again. But this is the price one pays for heavy financial leverage. If you look at how much Oracle has fallen, you can see that it's down 45.92% from its peak, which it had experienced as recently as 11th of September 2025. Now, let's go on to AMD. It's up 2.43% and it's coming to the all-time high of 265.66. Again, look at the price to earnings for AMD. It's 123.46. NVDA is definitely a superior company and NVIDIA definitely has a strong moat. AMD, I don't know whether it deserves 123.46 if we assume NVIDIA to be a benchmark. Next, let's go to SMCI. SMCI also has got a price to earning of 25.84, which seems very reasonable to me. So I have to sell off my SMCI shorts. I got into SMCI shorts because of the dubious financial situations that they were into. But now I think it's time to just sell it and book my losses and move off because SMCI is looking strong. And with NVIDIA as a benchmark, I can see that SMCI can improve further. It's fairly priced. Broadcom, again, if you look at the price to earnings of Broadcom, it's at 69.06. It could come down a little bit. It's way above NVIDIA. And it's got a whole lot of things going on with Google. So as long as Google continues to be strong or stable, I think Broadcom can hold on to its valuation. But the price to earnings has to come down a little bit, in my opinion. I'd like to hear from you guys what you think about it. Put it in the chat sections. Yes, I did miss CRISP trade. Yeah, I was too fraidy cat to put my money into CRISPR, given that I'm a retiree and my risk profile is very weak. But all the young people who got into CRISPR, they made a lot of money. I think almost $8 to $9 was easily to be made out there. Yeah, I definitely missed it. But I did cover it out here. And I did say that I don't have the guts to get into those kind of shares. I'm mostly in cash right now because I believe that the market has got to turn around sometime soon. It's been a long time coming. So that's where I am. So yeah, you are right. Absolutely right. I missed this trade. I hope you were able to make some money out of it. And I'll be really happy if you did. Now, let's look at Palantir. Palantir is up 0.42% in pre-market trade. Palantir is, will you buy CRISP? No, no. I see. I'm 60 plus, and I retired 10 years ago. So I'm managing my portfolio very carefully. I've got some good ones on Canadian Real Estate Investment Trust. That is steadily multiplying and giving me a lot of money. I have some in gold, and I have a good deal in shorts. Almost 75% of money is in cash. But right now, it's not the right time for me to get into CRISPR Therapeutics. I'm patient and I'll wait for the right opportunity. And the way I'm looking at it from my perspective is it's not important whether I buy CRISPR or not. And it's not important whether I make money out of genomics or not. It's very important that I should make some money every year and increase my portfolio. That's the low bar that I have for my performance, and that's the low risk with which I'm operating. But for younger people who are in their 25 or 30, I would say this is the time to go for your ideological investments and aspirational investments like Tesla or CRISPR or ARC-Gene. Yeah, there is a time for everything. My time for taking risk is gone. And I applaud the young people who are taking the opportunity to take the risk. High volatility is the right time to take risk and make a lot of money. And also it's the most riskiest time where you can lose a whole lot of money. So one has to be careful. So that's where I'm coming from. I hope you understand. And I wish you the very best. CRISPR is not a bad company. It's a very good company. It's not just for me at $60. But if I was younger, yeah, definitely I'd be salivating on it. But there are other things that I would be salivating on if I was younger. I'm just going to do a little bit of a segue out here. And I would say, I would look at something like XRP. I have got XRP in my crypto side, $500 worth of XRP. I'm looking at dollar cost averaging into XRP as it comes closer to the midline out here. because it's doing a lot of work in foreign exchange transfer, and it has got a lot of positive things going for it. And now would be the right time to accumulate. These kind of things I'm willing to put my money into because it doesn't cost me too much and the gains can be disproportionate when they come in. So I wouldn't be averse to putting another $500, say somewhere around 1.84 for XRP USD combo. I would like to put a little more money on Bitcoin, not right now. I want to see if it can survive above this support line. So I would like to wait a little bit more and see which way Bitcoin goes when the stock market comes down. I have Bitcoins which are profitable, and it was bought at a much lower price. So I'm waiting to do some dollar cost averaging on Bitcoin. Again, in all these cases, I can put as less as $1,000 or something and gradually add up over the years without feeling the pain. This is where I would put some of my money into. Yeah, so that's what I would like to say. I've done with the segue. I'll come back out here again to look at SMH. SMH is down 0.61% in pre-market trades. We definitely get some support out here at 398.56. Tempus AI is something in which I have some money into. I bought it at $70.50 approximately. So I'm waiting for it to cross that level. I'm optimistic about Tempus AI. It's a play between genomics and AI. And it's in a sweet spot for me, even though it's more expensive than CRISPR Therapeutics. The reason why I'm feeling more comfortable with Tempus as compared to CRISPR is because of the AI factor and also the factor that they can gain from other genomic and pharmaceutical companies, which are their clients. So all of those things make me feel more confident about Tempus AI as compared to CRISPR. Even with CRISPR, I think the risk profile has improved significantly with their acquiring of siRNA technology and broad basing away from just CRISPR-Cas9. And I think that's a big positive. Their own therapies are also a big positive. I've done plenty of videos on CRISPR. So let me just go ahead without being caught up on that. Netflix is another place I put a little bit of money, just above 86.86, assuming that could be a bounce back point, but I was wrong. So Netflix is again in the red for me, and I would be looking forward to picking up some more Netflix if we come to 77.09. I think we do have a little bit of a support, somewhere around 80.52. Let me just draw a line of support out here. Yeah, it is 73.75. That's where we have some support, and we also have some support at 80.58. So at 80.58, I could try to do another dollar cost averaging. I have Netflix on the Canadian side, CDRs, so it's less expensive for me to handle it. And I can do more diversification with the money. I'm also moving some of my US dollars into the Canadian side so that I can do more hedged investment with the Canadian dollar on US stock market. So that's my game plan out here. Next, let's go on and have a look at genomics, which is what most of our viewers come in for. Pfizer, again, has been a very difficult position for me. I have got 1,200 Pfizer units on the Canadian side. It's in deep red. It's down almost 20% from when I bought it. It's a very good name. It's a long-term holding for me. I'm looking for this cup and handle target of 28.13. Market sentiment has improved. MACD has improved. Momentum is above average. We have earnings coming up on 3rd of February. We are still riding this diagonal line of support. So I'm hoping for things to move in the right direction. We have resistance at 25.99. Let us see what our friend here is saying. CRISPR fair value is way above 60s. Not clear why you call it risky when you buy other over-extended stock with heavy positioning on a long side. You're absolutely right. I try my best to be as objective as possible, but last year I made the mistake of putting a whole lot of weight on fundamentals, and I got into shorts. and it created a problem for me. But I booked a lot of profits, which was a positive. Now those shorts which are loss making still sit on my portfolio. I'm almost 75% into cash. You are right. I take your criticism absolutely positively. And I kick myself also from time to time for getting into some of these trades. But at the end of the day, we are human. I'm a retail investor. I don't claim to be perfect. And one of the benefits for me of doing this YouTube channel and live stream is I get a reality check every now and then. You have given me a reality check again this morning. When I do all these videos every morning, live stream and all, I end up thinking more and investing less. And as a result, the quality of my investment improves to a good extent. Earlier, I used to trade 5 or 6 positions every day. That was not very good for me, and it amplified all my bad habits. Right now, my bad habits are toned down. I'm still sitting on a lot of cash. I'm sitting on gold ETF, and I'm also sitting on Canadian real estate REITs, which are giving me monthly income and which are also improving with capital gains with every passing day. So I'm in a pretty decent position, but I hear you. Yeah, I have done that mistake in the past. I've also done that mistake this year with a few stocks, but the quantum is very less. And I think I'm improving over a period of time. Will I become an expert investor? I don't think so. There's a continually learning game. Yeah, I think 10% recursion will perform well this year. I agree with you. I did a long video just yesterday. I think it released this morning. If you have a time, just check it out. I've covered 10% recursion, both into it. I was talking more about AI in genomics and drug discovery, and so spoke about that area as an investment opportunity. Please check it out and give me your feedback. I'd be really happy to hear that. Now let's go on to Prime. Prime holds a lot of promise. It's up 0.32% this morning after gaining 16.58% yesterday. And we had some news on the 14th talking about Prime Editing's modular platform. I think I need to do a video on Prime to see what is the basis for this huge jump. And that should be coming shortly. But we have a diagonal line of support out here. Prime is looking promising. We had the head and shoulder pattern, which was dangerous. Now that seems to be going away. So let's just remove these ominous signs from here. And we are moving on a bull channel. And this gain yesterday gives me even more optimism. We have already met our target of 4.61. And right now, we are looking at forming new patterns out here so that we can get a new target that we can move into. I'd like to put a line of resistance out here. And now is the time to put the resistance, and the resistance sits at around 4.88. So if we touch this resistance, we are likely to be pushed back down here. So before that, if we were able to form some kind of a bullish pennant or a bull flag, that would be good for Prime. Market sentiment is good, MACD is good, and momentum is above average. There is plenty of room on the RSI. At least in the recent past, we have gone all the way up to 90.54 on the RSI scale. Right now, we are just on 65.67. So I think Prime is looking optimistic. Maybe I could put some money into it. 4.68 is not too much. I'll check that out later during the day for the right time to enter into it. We have Intelia, which is down 0.88% in pre-market trades. Intelia is looking pretty strong. We have RSI, which is overextended. And let me just quickly check where RSI has been in the past and put a line out here. This is the line of resistance for the RSI. So there is still room on the RSI for Intelia. So we could consolidate and move up. That's a very good possibility. Let us put a line of resistance out here. I think 15.60 is what I would watch for in case of Intelia. Let us look at Caribou Biosciences. No trades pre-market. We have support at around 1.50. Let me mark this green, and we would have some resistance when we arrive at 1.77. Beam Therapeutics is down 0.76 in pre-market trades. We have already met and exceeded our target of 34.42. Then we came back down again. This is a bull flag. We have a breakout and we are moving on the upside. That's the way I would look at it, except that, hold on a second out here. If this is the bull flag, we have fallen below 50%. So I'm going to just look at a new pattern that forms here. So right now I don't have anything with me. The chart is looking pretty bullish, plenty of room on the RSI. So I want to see a pattern forming out here, which clearly gives me a bull flag or a bullish pennant. Until that happens, I'm going to be neutral on Beam. Altimmune is up 1.30% in pre-market trades, looking pretty strong. Market sentiment has improved. MACD is bullish. Momentum is above average. And we have plenty of room on the RSI. We could easily go up to 77.91 on the RSI. So there's around 7 points to go up on the RSI, 7.0 to go up on the RSI. So Altimmune can go up further. I have Altimmune. I sold 50% and took a lot of profits. The other 50% is still sitting in the red. And then we had a huge drop. I welcome this growth on RSI, on Altimmune. And I think that Altimmune can find some resistance somewhere around 5.95. So that's the area where I think resistance might happen. Veritas is flat in pre-market trades. We have a resistance at 2.37. We are at 2.38. I'd leave this resistance as it is until we see what happens in the market. Pre-market, we are flat, so there is no direction out here. Market sentiment has just about improved. MACD has just become bullish. Momentum is just above average. We have earnings coming up on 19th February. So I'd like to watch what happens out here, see more candles coming up. We are in a bear channel, so overall the chart is bearish. So the mixed signal out here is the bullish market sentiment and the bullish MACD. So I would like to see more candles come out here, but overall bearish. Illumina is up 0.08% in pre-market trades. We already exceeded our target of 151.56. Now I'm looking for new patterns coming up out here. I would like to see a pattern that can give us an idea whether we are bullish or we are bearish. The next resistance, I think, would come at around 164.94. This would be a definite resistance that we can see, and another resistance could crop up at around 154.03. So those are the two resistances I can plug in for Illumina. Absolutely bullish on Illumina. Everything is looking good. We have earnings coming up on 5th of February. So the only question I'd be asking myself is this buy the rumor, sell the news kind of an event? Because we have had steady gains going on. It all depends on what we get to hear during the earnings. We have had Illumina beating on earnings every time, and most of the times the earnings beat has given us a upside. The only time we fell after earnings was during the earnings of 6th of February 2026, but I think that had to do something with other parts of the market rather than just Illumina. So Illumina, I'm still positive about it. CRISPR Therapeutics is down 0.51% in pre-market trades, and it had a resistance of 60.07, which it has overcome and converted into a support this morning. And so we want to see that we confirm this line of support as a support. For that, we need two candles. One candle that closes above this line, and another candle that closes above the previous candle. Both of that, if that happens, would make it very strong for CRISPR. We have earnings coming up on 17th of February. Usually during, as we approach earnings, that could be volatility in the stock price. That can be played if you have a risk appetite. CRISPR is still looking pretty good, and Allogene is flat in pre-market trades, and it has got a resistance at around 1.79. Let me mark this in red. Right now we are at 1.72. We had a target for a bull flag and we have the breakout right now. So I'd like to see more candles before I make a decision. I think the breakout on this candle should take us above the resistance. So I'll wait and watch what happens with Allogene. Market sentiment is bullish, so things are looking positive for Allogene. Grail is down 0.99% in pre-market trades. A very phenomenal performance by Grail. Market sentiment bullish, MACD bullish, momentum above average, plenty of room on the RSI. Grail should be able to capitalize. Maybe it's a consolidating a little bit to create a new pattern for us. Let me just recalibrate this chart so that you can see it properly. So we had this double bottom and we had a target for the double bottom. We met it. And then now we have a flag pole and we want to see if we can form a bull flag or a bullish pennant, which would give us a higher probability of breaking out on the upside. So I'm looking forward to a more bullish grain. PSCB is down 0.75% in pre-market trades. The cup and handle target should take us to 2.75 or 2.74. And this morning, I'm still optimistic that we are still moving towards the cup and handle target of 2.73. Market sentiment bullish, MACD is bullish, everything is bullish. So this should work out very well. For PACV, RT is down 0.32%. We have cup and handle target of 37.2%, and I'm still optimistic about that. And we have market sentiment, MACD, momentum, everything in support of a further move towards 37.2. RT is doing well. Vertex is down 0.12% in pre-market trades. And for today, the resistance is 468.16. Right now, we're at 466.80. Support is going to be 463.74. Ginkgo Bioworks is up 0.28% in pre-market trades, and we are likely to get a resistance. Let me draw a line of resistance out here. There was a gap down. We are doing the gap fill right now. In my opinion, the gap fill has already happened thanks to the VIX. But we could get as a resistance at 10.73. When we look at Precision, Precision is up 0.83% in pre-market trades. We have a resistance at 4.94. We are at 4.88. Once we reach the resistance, I'm going to sell my share of Precision. I already sold 50% on profit. The other 50% which I held on to was staying at a loss. So now I'm going to book my profits and get out of Precision as well. The next one I want to look at is Ultragenics. I'm having some 50% of Ultragenics on loss. I sold 50% on profit. And that's a long way for me to go before I can recover some money on Ultragenics. This gap down has to be filled up. And this seems to be a bullish pennant forming out here. And if it's a bullish pennant, then it needs to break out on the upside. That's a probability, higher probability. Bearish market sentiment is improving. MACD is bullish. And momentum also seems to be improving, but it's still below average. We have earnings coming up on 12th of February. Ultragenics needs to give us some good news, something from our FDA. Then the things can start moving in the right direction. I'm hopeful for Ultragenics, but I'd look at an opportunity to take out my cash with as little loss as possible. Finally, I want to look at Rocket. It's not a genomics company, but I have a holding. Again, the story is the same. I sold 50% of Rocket, made good profit, and I kept on to it. And now I have 50% at loss, and I dollar cost average back into it. So I have the entire 100% at a loss. I'm looking at a cup and handle target of 26.86. This is a mortgage company. I think I'm looking for 26.83. This diagonal line of support is my last hope. If we break below this line of support, then I'm definitely going to try and sell and limit my losses. So right now, I'm just torn about Rocket. I'm not very positive. Market sentiment, which was bullish, is dropping. MACD has become bearish. Momentum is above average and picking up. We have earnings coming up on 19th February 2026. So the wait and watch position for me for Rocket. With that, my friends, I would like to go and have a quick look at currencies. Bitcoin I think we already spoke about Bitcoin. I did a segue earlier, so not much to say about here. We did Bitcoin and we also did XRP, USD. So with that, my friends, I'd like to end this session unless you want me to do a quick technical analysis of any of the charts. Thanks, Inns. If you have any chart that you want me to do a quick technical analysis, please let me know. Or else I'd like to end this session and I'll catch up with you again. And thanks for everyone who joined the session. Thanks for giving me your positive feedback and also Mirror to help me recalibrate myself as I get into the market again today. Bye for now. See you later.